Hey, Chris Keaton here, and once again, I'm glad you stopped by. We got a new tip for you, and I got a friend here with me today. This is Robert Bond. Robert, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I started out as a drummer in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is about 30 miles outside of Nashville. When I was 18, I attended music school at Indiana University, and from then on, I was working as a musician, originally a sideman. I lived in New York for 10 years, where I was doing all sorts of work on Broadway or jingles, a lot of freelance work. And my life took me to London, where I lived for 12 years. I was in a band that had a record deal on Rough Trade Records there, recorded for sessions at the BBC, started writing with the band and doing things, started moving to the artist side a little bit, spent months in Berlin working with a jazz group, and then I moved back here to Nashville. And since I've been here, I've released a couple of CDs as an artist. I've worked with top-level jazz musicians like Les McCann and Chico Freeman. I've been recording jingle sessions in Nashville, playing jazz gigs, doing demo sessions. I'm now doing a lot of electronic music, where I'm doing sound design and writing songs that are being pitched in Europe for television shows and things like that.
That's fantastic. Well, now, when you came to Nashville, too, you ended up at Blair School of Music at Vanderbilt, right?
I did. I've been teaching at Blair School of Music as part of a class that I designed called 21st Century Artistry. And there are 3 professors. My part of the class is teaching recording and producing skills, where I bring in my mobile studio every time. And all my students are musicians. They're not engineers. So they learn everything about setting up the studio and tearing it down. And we record. They learn about engineering and creative producing, critical listening skills, and things like that.
So from that, then you came up with this new program that you have that is really geared to emerging performers and to songwriters. And it's called Total Artist Concept. Is that right?
Total Artist Concept.
Okay, well, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Well, this came out of my teaching. I was approached by some students that wanted to study more. And as I taught them, I realized this is a great thing for songwriters and emerging performers, because it's a really interactive, intensive workshop sort of teaching, where we work in my studio and everything's designed to the requirements of each student. As I did in my teaching, we learned a lot about the studio, about recording skills, engineering skills, a lot of creative production, how to give and get good performances. And so you can sharpen up not only your own demos, if you're doing your own songwriting demos with your laptop or you have a home studio, but also if you move into a studio where you're paying for time, you know what's going on and you have more control over managing your project and getting the sound that you want.
Well, this sounds like a great idea. Now, how can people get in touch with you to find out more information about this?
Go to my website. It's robertbond.net.
robertbond.net. Let's say it together, man. Let's say it. robertbond.net. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, and you can reach me there, and there's information about me, there's a lot of music, of my music, and there's a page for the Total Artist Concept. So you can read more about it and find out more about me, and then you can shoot me an email from there if you want.
Well, fantastic. Well, one other little thing about it. Now, is it a particular format or a platform based? I mean, is it just Pro Tools or is it kind of anything?
You can work on any DAW format.
Sweet.
From GarageBand to Pro Tools.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, thanks again for stopping by, Robert. Thank you so much.
My
really
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Great to be here.
Be sure and visit his website, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
Thanks a lot.